more about this film, we're joined by its writer and director, Jahmil Qubeka, as well as actor Sandile Mahlangu, who plays the character of Percy Stingray Dladla, the budding football star in the film. Gentlemen, welcome. Great to have you in studio. What an exciting film.
Thank you for having us.
It tells the story. Good morning. It tells this phenomenal story of the power of dreams, and essentially the themes also start coming through: family, love, chaos. You know, talk to us about you know, how it all came about, putting it all together.
This film was it started as a process a good six years ago. Shout out to the producer, Layla Swat. I think it was a passion project for her that came through other associates, but really. For us, we decided to embark on this journey because we wanted to reflect hope. You know, South Africans go through a lot, as we well know, and the majority of our people live in abject squalor and poverty. Yet, in those places is humanity in its abundance, and we wanted to celebrate that humanity. And, you know, every dusty field that you drive past or walk past, that encompasses somebody's dreams to some level or another. And that's what the Nedbank Cup stands for. It's the Cup of Dreams.
Yeah.
And that's at the center of our story, really. It's about a team from nowhere that all of a sudden, through circumstance and serendipity, they're able to participate in the most lucrative cup in Africa. And they end up facing the mighty Sundowns.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you're the guy who seems to have it all: success, fame, a beautiful partner.
Yes.
Talk to us about your role.
Well, I think Percy sort of is the main antagonist in a sense, because he is the one who then took the top spot from who is the lead now, who's playing the lead. He took the top spot. And I think, yes, he has it all, but he also has some form of insecurity there, because he also does find out, or he's scared of the fact that he might just get replaced by this new prodigy. And the thing is about him is that he wants to appeal to everybody. He wants to show that he has everything, but deep down he does have that little insecurity. So I think, yeah, he has that. I think almost every soccer player kind of does, you know, because your time might come where you get replaced, and this new guy comes in, and then he just has that thing where he says, okay, no. I either need to squash him or I need to partner up with him. I don't know. So that's his internal battle that he deals with.
But he hides it well.
He definitely
behind the swagger.
I mean, that's how it is, you know. You gotta hide it. Nobody really likes to show their insecurity.
Exactly, exactly. No one wants it out on the forefront.
Yeah.
But behind it all are the very important themes of family, identity. I mean, what you're speaking about essentially also speaks to some sense of identity that needs to be established. How did you come to that, you know, in narrating the story and making sure that those themes come through? Because, I mean, football is a big theme when it comes to South Africans and their passion for it.
I think also the film speaks to young men and fathers as a relationship. I mean, if we were true to the situation as black people, most households, the men are not there. And this is a story about redemption. Too many of us as men make the excuse that, you know, I made those mistakes. I'm not going to look back into that dark corner of my life. But here we have a protagonist who has an opportunity to go back and face the decisions that he's made in the past, which are embodied in his son, who is pretty much a mirror image of himself, and is that age when he left, you know, and he's displaying talents that are way beyond even what he had, you know. So it's that opportunity for all of a sudden where he can actually influence his son's life at the right time and give and share what his journey was like. So it's a story really that that speaks to the core situation. And remember, in the fathers not being there, in the absence of them, it's the queens, it's the mothers who hold the space. Hence even the title. There would be no kings without the queens.
Yeah.
And it's also a shout out to the mothers, the grandmothers, the support structure around, you know, single mothers who have to take care of these sons, so to speak. So it's really about community. And I'm hoping that, well, I know viewers will see reflections of themselves in it, because it's a celebration of humanity.
Yeah, absolutely. What are the key messages that you think come out of this film?
You know, I think the biggest one is, like we've said before, hope. I think that's the big thing right there. It's been a while since we watched something that has inspired us to the core. You know, I'm from a place called Middleburg in Mpumalanga. And in Middleburg in Mpumalanga, the big thing there used to be soccer. You know, Happy Jelly is from that town. But over the years, it's sort of degraded in a sense where the kids aren't really inspired anymore. They don't play soccer anymore. So what do? They fall into crime, drugs, that kind of thing. And they just, because they don't have anybody to look up to. They don't have the inspiration anymore. And I was sitting there watching the movie yesterday, and I was like, this is that movie that will then inspire the youth. They'll see themselves, like you said, in Ufezile. That it is a David versus Goliath kind of story, and therefore it shows that if you were to pursue your dreams, you will then make it somewhere, you know, at least you'll make it somewhere, but you won't be stagnant. And I think that's what this movie is about.
And it also doesn't fall short on some of the heroes of then when it comes to the rich soccer culture. Mark Fish, I understand, Dr. Khumalo.
Jahmil Mahlangu was in there, Roger Futumba. Yeah, there's quite a few of them.
And in character as themselves.
Yes. And Robert Marawa. There's quite a few characters in there. Minnie Dlamini as well. One of the things that we really enjoyed, Leila Swart and I, in putting this film together was that it's set in a contemporary space. So what you have then is the challenge of all of these elements that are part of a contemporary world. If you're a soccer lover of any sort, these are the figures that are constantly in your living room every single day. So in trying to create that reality of our own, we needed to reflect the real reality. And shout out to you know, Sundowns. Sundowns came into the mix and bravely shared their brand with us in a way that hasn't been done before in this country. We've seen it with American films and the like, but we haven't seen it with local brands. And South African Police Service, same thing as well. Quite a few brands came through so that to help us be able to reflect ourselves. So when you watch the film, you will see South Africa and South Africans.
Which is nice. It makes you feel a part of the movie.
Correct.
How was it like for you when it comes to the experience of going into the role and really embodying the character? What did that take on your end?
Well, I mean, it took what it always does, and that is understanding the character. I think initially when I do prepare, I always take myself, because I always say this, that the character isn't born when you first meet him. So you first meet him in the show, in the film, right? He's not born there. He's born, obviously, when he was. And so it's my job to take it back. To take it back and find out, why does he speak the way that he does? What is his relationship with his parents? When was he born? Where was he born? You know, these answers come with nuances at the end of the day, because then I have that understanding of the character. And so taking it back makes me understand, okay, so this is how he'd react to this. And naturally, it just sort of comes out of you because of the understanding of the character. So yeah, usually that's what I do with characters as well. So
and working with the different people on the set, I mean, and interacting and engaging with them, what was that experience
Let me tell
like?
you something. My brother, Jahmil right here is an amazing director. I have to give you his props. He really is. I love working with a director who sees your potential and has the trust in you and says, okay, do you, and then I'll tweak when I need to tweak. I think that's amazing because it allows for the play and the creativity. It allows for you to take it this way and that way without sort of like limiting it to the script. You know, you can go wherever you want as long as it's within the story. It's fun, and that's how he directs, and I love that 100%. So yeah, shooting as well was amazing. Everybody there had a play. Everybody there was fun, very easygoing. So it allowed for, because I think creativity loves a place of comfort. You got to be comfortable to be able to show and create and be powerful within the creativeness, you know. And I think that space was just amazing, and we knew what we were making, the movie that we were making. We knew it was going to be a timeless one, and also an inspirational one. So it needed us to be comfortable, and it needed us to all enjoy the thing that we were doing at the time.
Yeah, absolutely incredible. I mean, talk to us a little bit just before we close off, just the pace, the music, the scenes, the lighting. I mean, it looks phenomenal. It really looks incredible. What was your thinking, and was your vision fulfilled as you watched it all coming together?
Yes, and to a large degree surpassed. And credit to my partnership with Leila Swart in terms of how we work and collaborate together. She's not just my producer, but she's also the editor of the film. So we've got a great working relationship in terms of how we structure things. And without spoiling the film, yeah, it's a glorious ride. We've designed it for the viewer. And I think, you know, in this new advent period that we're in now of streaming, you know, where films even like this goes directly to that particular market, you can kind of play the psychological games of how to entice your audience through the experience of 2 hours of watching a film. So we're really looking forward to the reaction.
Absolutely incredible. Thank you so much for coming in studio and chatting to us about this really exciting film. Of course, director and writer Jahmil Qubeka, as well as actor Sandile Mahlangu, joining us in studio to talk to us about the Kings of Queenstown.